If you can hear me well, type I can hear you. If you can see me well, type I can see you. Let's be sure everything is working perfectly well, the way we want it to work. Welcome everybody, it's good to see you today. So we're looking at how to make money work for you. Rule number one, and this is for those of you who already have from 4,000 to 100,000 or more. So first question that I need to ask you guys, how much do you have as your investment budget? I'm going to be doing this training to 3 parts. So I'll be sharing if you have between 5,000 to 4,000 to $10,000. I'll be sharing what you should do. If you have from around $20,000 to $50,000, I'm going to tell you what to do. If you have from $70,000 upward, I'm going to be telling you what to do. So bottom line, what am I saying? If you have small investment in terms of what you have, in terms of you don't have much budget for investment, I'm going to be sharing with you what do you do. If you have a substantial budget for investment, I'm still going to be telling you what to do. If you have some middle kind of savings for investment, I'm going to be telling you what to do. However, I'd like to know here, how much do you have as your investment budget? Can everybody type? Go ahead and type. By the way, nobody will come and arrest you here. Okay. One of the things I notice a lot of people are always scared about communicating, right? And it's important to know that my job is like that of a doctor. So if you do not tell me where you are having challenge, there's just no way I can help you. And I've seen several people really struggle in this area just because we have this mindset. Don't tell anybody you have money. Don't tell anybody what you have. Be careful. They're going to steal your money. They're going to do this. Okay. So somebody has 50,000 Naira. Beha has $11,000. Temi has $1,000. Let me see. Esther has $20,000. Asen Valerie has $4,000. Okay, I can see also Omola Fair has 700,000. Another person has 100,000. Aziz has 1 million. Philip has 600,000. Then we have 2,000 pounds. Then Gideon 4 million. Beautiful. So the first thing I want to share with you, for those of you who say you have 600,000, 50,000 Naira, 500,000 Naira, 1 million Naira, here is my advice, and I think you should take it very seriously. What you have should be invested into knowledge. I want everybody to type this. Invest in knowledge of investment. I want everybody to type it. Invest in knowledge of investment. Let me repeat myself again. Invest in knowledge of investment. Now, people have missed this big time, right? Made a lot and lots and lots of mistakes in this area. When you don't have huge capital to invest, your and by the way, this is for everybody, but when you have enough capital, you can do all, right? In other words, you are paying to learn about investment at the same time you are investing, right? But when you actually do not even have something substantial, right? And this is very, very important. You don't have something substantial. It's key that you take advice of what I'm saying right now. Very key, very important. Okay? Are you learning, by the way? If you are learning, type I'm learning. If you are learning, type I'm learning. Beautiful. So what how many of you noticed that the poorest class of people in the society often fall victim of Ponzi scheme? How many of you noticed that? If you notice, type I noticed. Whenever you hear there was a Ponzi scheme that happened, Have you noticed that the poorest are usually the ones who lose the most? I'm talking about low-income earner. People who earn 100,000, 50,000, 500,000, top low-income earner. They're the ones who fall victim. And it's usually painful because they are the ones who need more money. They are the ones who do not really need to lose money. And the reason why this happens is also because the perpetrators of Ponzi scheme always leverage on the fact that don't let anybody deceive you, right? That your small money is still substantial. Bring it, do this, do that. You can become a millionaire from 50,000 naira. Yes, I started my business with 1,000 naira, but that was 13 years ago. And I didn't use it for investment. It was a business I started, okay? And it took me 7 years to make my first 1 million naira in that business. Can everybody type 7 years? 7 years before I made my first 1 million naira in profit. So do not compare my story and say, oh, but you started 1,000 naira. Yes, I started 1,000 naira. But it was then, way back then, right? 1,000 naira also wasn't small money that time. Okay, plus, I also didn't make it big. Well, how come you didn't hear my name 5 years after I started business? How come some of you started hearing my name? In fact, most of you started hearing my name 3 years ago. How many of you agree with me? Many of you watching me here, majority of you started hearing my name 3 years ago. That was 10 years after doing that business. Okay? Not everybody can wait 10 years to even get some level of traction. Not everybody can wait. So when you don't have huge capital, what do? Go invest in the knowledge of how to invest. Okay? Get the knowledge of how to invest. Now, I'll tell you why this is important. 2 reasons why you need this. Number 1 reason why you need to then put your money into the knowledge of how to invest. Number 1 reason, you will then be able, once you know how to invest, attract investors. You can attract investors when your knowledge is complete. Now, we have been able to attract a lot of people who invest in our business, a lot of people who invest a lot in our business. And the reason was because many of them, I remember asking a man, he bought property from us here in Dubai, over $1 million. So, and we've never met. And he transferred $1 million. So the day he came and we showed him his house here in Dubai, he visited and he was in the office first. Then one of our executives was to take him to go and see the property he paid for. So while he was in my office, I had to ask him, I said, sir, I need to ask you this question, right? How did you, I know you see me online and I know I'm a very, I do well, I'm good in my presentation, but how do you risk investing $1 million with a man you've never seen face to face? Right? How many of you want to hear the answer he gave? Can anybody hear the answer? Anybody? Who is interested in the answer? Type I'm interested. That a client who did $1 million. The answer, a client who did $1 million, what he said to me. Who is interested in hearing? Because this will help. Many of you are also entrepreneurs, right? And you're looking for investors. You're wondering why Dr. Steve is able to sell and I'm not able to sell. God, when? He said something. He said, from your presentation, I know that you know what you're talking about. It's obvious that you know what you're talking about. And somebody as intelligent as you, your brain is far worth more than the $1 million I'm investing, right? You have more knowledge, right, on making more than the $1 million. So it will not be of benefit for you to swindle me of $1 million. Can you imagine? Customer was saying this, that I know that with what you know, you have made a lot more and you can make a lot more. So it won't be worth it for you to run away with $1 million. I know from the way you talk, it's obvious. So I tell people, you don't have huge capital for investment. Go and learn.
Because when you learn, there are people who meet you, they will even know you don't have the capital, they will invest. Many years ago, this is like 6 years ago, no, yeah? 6 years ago, yes, 6 years ago, right? I was still into digital marketing then, right? And I had this particular product that I was selling, and I got this other product. It was a digital marketing product that could help people market their products, their businesses to more clients. And one of my clients said to me, by the way, again, is this valuable? If it's valuable, type valuable, and please feel free to invite your friends and share and get everybody here. If this is valuable, just type valuable. So this particular client of mine asked me, I said, Dr. Stephen, then I was Stephen, what happened? You didn't have this product. And I said, I even saw who could sell it to me, but I don't have the money. Do you know what the client said? This is a client who said, how much will it cost? And I mentioned the amount. I said, Stephen, I'm going to give you the money. And this was strange. She said, you can use it to buy, sell my own to me, and I'll pay for my own and return my money when you can. True story. The client said, you don't understand that level of favor. She knows how much I'm buying this thing now. So I'm giving you the money to go and buy it. Somebody else will say, give me my own for free. No. So I'm giving you the money to go and buy it. When you buy it, sell to me because I need it. And when you can refund my own money that I borrowed you to buy it, refund it. Right? I mean, isn't that amazing? But you see, all these things happen when people know you know what you're talking about. So it's not investment money that you need. It's not, the issue is not that you are not able to get people to invest. No. Many of my clients, the day they come is the day I meet them. One of our investors said to me, Dr. Stephen, I invested in your GVEST program and I got my return. He said, what was funny to me, my friends kept saying, you invested in this man's company and you've never seen him before. And I said, why? Yeah. So in fact, today I had to come so that I will take a picture with you and show this my friend that I finally met you. But that shows you that people are willing to invest in your business. People are willing to invest. They just want to be sure the person they're investing in knows at least what he's talking about. So at the beginning of wanting to become an investor, right? Rule 1, and you don't have enough capital, invest in learning. Invest in learning. So rather than saying, Dr. Stephen, can I give you money? I want to invest in this. Reinvest in learning about that business. What do I mean? Rather than you giving somebody money, right, to trade cryptocurrency on your behalf, and the person promised you 10%, 5% every month, and at the end of the day, it was a Ponzi scheme, you lose all your money. Why not learn how to trade crypto for yourself? Why not learn how to do Forex for yourself? Those who are doing, do they have two heads? Doesn't make sense at all. If it makes sense, type it makes sense. So rather than give money, because crypto, Forex is not real estate. It's in real estate that we will say a lot of technical skill. We had a case where a building collapsed in Ikoyi, for example. Now, that tells you that real estate requires a lot of technicalities. You need to involve a lot of people. So you can say, Dr. Stephen, I cannot start a real estate company, right, and use my money to grow my real estate company. There's a lot of technicalities to it, right? But crypto, Forex, somebody says volatile. Yes, but that's why you need the training. Because with training, despite the volatility of crypto and Forex, you can be mentored. I have, in the last how many years, I've trained more than 200 people in crypto and Forex, right? And many of them, the least of them did $100,000 in 1 year. The least. Okay? So rather than you carry this money, because listen, it's better you waste your money, you lose your money by yourself, than give it to somebody else and you lose it on your behalf. I don't know if you agree with me. If you agree, type I agree. Is it not better to trade your Forex by yourself and lose money by yourself? Trade crypto yourself and lose money Right now, you gave the money to somebody who claimed he was trading on your behalf. You are not really sure he traded. At the end of the day, it tells you the market crashed. Something happened. You lost all the money, and then you are crying to Dr. Stephen, they swindled me. I was scammed. Why not just learn it? Because through training, you can actually become a passive trader or an active trader. If you're a passive trader, right? If you're a passive trader, you can do it safely, removing the volatility, either in crypto or in Forex, if you're a passive trader. It's only when you're an active trader that there's higher volatility running in this equation. Because the way it's structured, if you don't make moves on time, you can lose all your money. But if you're a passive trader, you can structure your investment in such a way you won't lose anything. Again, are you learning? If you are learning, type I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning. Talk to me, guys. If you're learning, type I'm learning. Can you hear me post on Facebook? Okay. Inamdi says a particular company that the company even claimed EFCC froze their account. Now, I mean, those doing crypto now, EFCC, I mean, people can even claim that CBN froze their account. Remember, it's even in the news that CBN froze some account because they were trading crypto. So you give somebody money to help you trade crypto. He can tell you that CBN froze their account. And what can you do? Right? So it is better to learn how to trade passively, right? Your destiny is in your hands. You determine what happens. If you lose money, at least you know, say, are you loser, right? It's better than for you to be playing victim card. I want to put my money. Let me say this, and I want everybody to write this principle down, right? And this is very, very important. And please write it down, whenever it comes to high risk investment, volatility trading, never give anyone to trade for you. I will repeat it again. Any type of investment that is high risk, okay? Never give your money to somebody else to trade for you. Don't do it. Rather, learn how to do it yourself and then do it at your pace. That way, you have some level of control. Does this make sense again? If it makes sense, type it makes sense. It makes sense. Right? So one of the things we do in our coaching program for more, yes, we make it easy for beginners, novice. Actually, most of my students were done well in crypto and everything, never did it until they met me. Never. It's not like, oh, they were trading before they met me, and then after they met me, they did better. No. In fact, 80% of my students have never traded before they met me. It was after our program that they learned and they've done well for themselves. Okay? So it's important to know that don't let, and I think sometimes people make this thing, I've seen several of these guys who want to collect your money. They will always make you feel like, oh, you can't do it yourself. You see, you will lose all your money. Listen, my rule is this. Those who succeed in business don't have two heads. Those who succeed in investment don't have two heads. As long as they don't have two heads, I will do it and I will make it. It's my principle and it has always worked. So all I need is I need training. I need somebody to guide me. Even though I need somebody to guide me. That is how it works. Catherine says, totally agree. I lost 6,000 pounds due to someone promising to make money. So I am very nervous about crypto trading. The lesson is learn it yourself. Don't tell somebody else to trade. Learn it and trade by yourself and see what happens. Let me give you this short testimony before I continue my class. So I'm first of all talking to those of you who don't have enough capital, right? You are having less than $4,000 to invest, right? $4,000, $5,000, less than $10,000 to invest. This advice is for you. Go and start learning about investments, types of investment. It could be real estate, it could be crypto, it could be anything. But put that money into learning, not investing. Because if you put that money into investing, you lose all the money. Because first of all, if you try and do it without training, you still lose the money. If you give somebody else to invest, most likely you will fall into the hands of Ponzi scheme. You still lose the money. But if you put the money into training, at least is in your head, you can never lose. Whatever enters your brain is your asset for life till you die. How many of you agree with me? Whatever enters your brain is your asset till you die. And I want everybody to write it down. Whatever enters your brain is your asset till you die. Everybody type it now. Type it right now. Whatever enters your brain is your asset till you die. I'll repeat it again. Whatever enters your brain is your asset till you die. Here's one of my students here in Dubai, right? This guy has never traded crypto until he met me, right? And all he did was training. He did it by himself. By himself. Didn't give me his money. I don't collect money. And here's a disclaimer. Anywhere you hear anybody telling you Dr. Stephen collects money to help you trade Forex or crypto is a lie. I don't do it. We only run an investment program via our cooperative called GVest, right? And that is only in real estate. And the reason is because, right, it's better your destiny is in your hands. Forex and crypto is a high-risk investment. You can lose all your money, all. So watch this testimony from my.
So eventually didn't make all the $150,000 because he didn't know how to pull out, when to pull out. So the currency went down, but he still made $40,000 cash that he withdrew and made money from. And he's a smart one in the sense that he's also investing in real estate big time. And so let's hear from him. Tell us your name and tell us what you do.
Hello.
And your story. Yeah.
My name is Aaron Obola. I live here in Dubai. Yeah. Mr.
What do you do here in Dubai?
Okay, I have this marine equipment. I have a company, marine equipment.
Okay, you're into sales of marine equipment.
Yeah, into
Dubai.
this Yamaha speedboat machine engine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here in Dubai. I've been here for like 12 years.
12 years in Dubai.
Yes.
Wow. You are the boss. Okay, so how did you get to meet Stephen Akintayo?
Yeah, I can remember 2 years ago you came to our church.
Okay.
And you said that you have like 20 way to make money.
Yeah.
Which the one I took inside was a cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, I bought your CD. I went to my studied it, and what happened after studying the CD, I went into cryptocurrency with $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, after I think December,
Yeah.
that $1,000 was able to get $150,000 US,
Wow.
which is like 550,000 dirhams. Yeah.
Wow.
That December I was supposed to pull out the money, but I did not. But I was taking.
So because of time, I may not complete it, but did you hear from $1,000 to $150,000? Can everybody write it down? From $1,000 to $150,000. Everybody type that. From $1,000 to $150,000. That is what this guy did by himself. Of course, he went through my video course. In fact, it was after his story, we decided to say we will not only give video courses, we'll add you to a community and start giving you signals. And you can ask us questions, when to buy, when to pull out. Because in his own case, he grew $1,000 to $150,000, but did not pull out on time because he wasn't in our community, right? So after his story, we now created a community where you can always ask me and say, Dr. Stephen, ask the trainer. I employed a trainer who is the one handling because I'm always busy. So the trainer is with you 24/7. You can reach out to him, that depot or Mayo, and say, hey, my coin has grown to this. Can I pull out? Or, my, money has grown to this. Can I pull out? So there's that guidance and support that is there. So have you learned something today? If you learned, type I learned, right? So if you do not have huge capital, what do I advise that you do? Okay, invest in the knowledge of investment rather than invest. Do not invest yet. Just invest in getting the knowledge. Because when you get the knowledge, even if you don't have capital to do the business, right, you'll be able to meet somebody else who has the capital. And when the person hears about your knowledge, he will give you the money. Another thing that having the knowledge helps you to do is that you can always charge to teach them what you know, right? So you can always charge to teach what you know, whereby you say, hey, if you indeed want to know what I know, pay me X amount. I've done it before. There are many programs that when I learned about these businesses, I didn't have the capital to start the business. So what did I do? I then did a training, right, and charge people, now I know how to do the business, I just don't have the capital. And then the money my student paid me, I use it as capital to start the business. And that's why I said, if you do not have huge capital, right, start by learning about the business, and then you can even run a coaching program on what you've learned, and then charge people, use the money people pay you to learn from you as your capital in the same business. Okay, are you ready for number 2? So number 2 is for those of you who have $11,000 to about $65,000, okay? What do you do if you have that? How many of you are in that category? So I've given you those who are in the category of, 0 to, about $10,000. What do you do? What are some of the investments to do? Learn about the investments, right? And that is very, very important. Now, for those of you who have like $11,000 to $50,000, how many of you are in that category? If you're in that category type, I'm in that category. So I call it the medium investment budget category, right? Some of you have some sizable money to invest. What do? You have 2 steps to take. Step 1 that you should take if you're in that category is to still, of course, spend some part of your money into learning about a high-risk investment. Divide your money into 2. A portion of that money, okay, put it into being able to learn about a high-risk investment. A portion of that money, put it into learning about high-risk investment. That's what I do, right? So you learn about high-risk investment. Usually, and let me say this, most high-risk investment, this is why I say learn about high-risk investment yourself. Most high-risk investment, you can start with small money. Let me repeat it again. The biggest money you spend in a high-risk investment is the money to get a good coach. And coaches like that are never cheap, right? I have never done a course in crypto, in Forex, in e-commerce that is less than $20,000. Very expensive, because I don't just go to any coach. I go to people who have results. I go to people, and I'm not greedy, right? I don't mind paying you well, but I want to be taught well so that I can do it myself, right? I don't want all this do it for me thing, no. So what I advise, and this is also what I do, I divide my money, if I'm a medium person, into 2. A portion of my money goes into learning about a high-risk investment. For example, many people don't know you can start Forex with $50. You can start crypto with $50. It's called altcoin, right? You can start by investing in alternative coin. Usually, an alternative coin can rise from 0.1 cent, and in a matter of weeks can rise up to $5, $10. That's crazy. That's more than 1,000% investment, right? So when it comes to high risk investment, you can only start with any amount. The really expensive money you spend is in learning about it. So you shouldn't bother your head about, so I put a portion into learning. The second portion I will put into a medium risk investment? Can everybody type medium risk investment? Everybody type medium risk investment. Now, what are medium risk investment? They are investments that are guaranteed to give you returns. Example is rental income investment in real estate. Can everybody type rental income investment? It's guaranteed that if you buy a house in a right location with the right mentorship, people will rent it for you, right? It's always been there. It will always be there. It won't change. How many of you agree with me? Okay? Come on, guys. I need you to chat me up. I'm not seeing comment here. Are you with me? Okay? So there are medium risk investment. I decide to buy a house for the purpose of renting it out. Guarantee any day, anytime. The risk is minimal. It's realistic. Guarantee I'll make my money. No story, no risk like in Forex or whatever. So I divide into two. A portion into medium risk that is guaranteed I will get something. And a portion into learning a high risk investment, and then I will start practicing the high risk until I master it, right? Until I master it. And this is very, very important. Are you learning? If you are learning, guys, start, I'm learning, I'm learning. Another type of investment you could do is land banking. It's a real estate investment. Why am I always recommending real estate? There's no safer investment that I know than real estate. Every other one is not safe. Do I mean you shouldn't do it? Do it. I'm doing some of them privately. Okay, I do them privately, right? I do high risk investment privately, but I will never advise anyone to put all their money into high risk investment. In fact, I will never advise them to even give me their money. Even me, don't give me your money when it comes to a high risk. Learn it by yourself. Do it for yourself. Is the rule. I have never in my life give my money when it comes to high risk, crypto, Forex, all those things into anybody. I don't give anybody my money. I will give you money to learn how to do it, okay? And I'll do it myself. If I lose my money, I know I lost it. But yes, medium risk investment, yes, real estate. I'm currently investing in Asia, personal investment, right? In some of the Caribbean islands, sorry, right? I do real estate investment through another company. Even though I own real estate company, I still do real estate investment through other company. I do trust. Trust investment is where I give them my cash. They promise me a regular return, right? And I'm okay with it. I don't own the property. I just invest, they give me returns, and I get something at the end of the day, right? Or you can do to say you're buying the property, you rent it out, right? And you are in charge of your property. You can do land banking where you buy land. But what am I saying is you could always do all these types of investments, okay? But you are limited when, to at least doing two when you have between 10,000 to 70,000, because always remember, if you don't have so much money, do not spread your risk. So if I were you, I would either put a portion into learning about high risk investment, and I do some investment in high risk. Then I'll put a portion into a real estate company like GTest, right? And we can show you, give you regular returns. We have several students who invest with our company. You can go on YouTube, you see some videos of some of our students who have invested with us, who got returns, and who are proud to say it publicly. Some of our investors don't want anybody to know them. They don't want us to mention their name. While there are some who have done videos with us to say, yes, I invested with this company. They're real. I got my returns. There was no story. And we have several of them like that. And you can be one of such people. I don't know if you want to be like that. Okay? I don't know if you want me to mentor you when it comes to investment and give you even some of the opportunities we have. How many of you? If you want, type me. Come on, talk to me, guys. How many of you want me to show you one or two investment opportunities or guide you and show you even some of our own investment? Because The ones we have available, at least I can beat my chest to it, right? Because my company, I'm the MD of the company, so I can beat my chest. Now, what can you see here? Can you see my phone? You can see my phone. This is a screenshot of a transfer on somebody's transfer. What can you see? Can you type the amount you can see? This is what my company transferred to an investor as a return. This is not his capital. This is just the return he earned. Okay, Emmanuel Dukoya saw it, 1.8 million. If you go on YouTube, you still see another one. He didn't disclose how much he invested, but he shared his testimony of how he's been investing for about 3 years now, and he's been working fine. So we have several stuff like that. So for some of you who are interested, you can reach me personally. I'm going to be attending to just 20 of you because we have a large number of people here tonight. So I'll give 20 of you preference, but please, it must be that you have at least $4,000 minimum. If you don't have up to $4,000, what I told you is the number I gave you earlier. Go and learn how to invest first, right? Because we don't have, investment program that you're investing little money. Most of our investment program, there's substantial amounts you need. Are you excited, guys? If you're excited, type, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. Come on, everybody, talk to me. Are you excited? Okay, if you're excited, type, I am excited, I'm excited. So number 3 category of what? Investors. Okay, number 3, if you're ready for number 3, type, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Number 3 category type of investors are investors who have huge capitals to invest. Now, when you are in this category, then I advise you to divide your investment budget into 3. And this is majorly for, if you have up to $100,000, $200,000 to invest, right? There are 3 types of investment that I recommend for you, right? 3 types of investment that I recommend for you. Number 1, low risk investment. Okay, can everybody type low risk investment? Okay, low risk investment. Now, people will always tell me, Dr. Stephen, but the returns is so low. And I say, yes, you do that to preserve your money, right? You are making the biggest mistake of your life if you have substantial capital to invest and you are putting all your money into high risk or medium risk. You're making a huge mistake. So, and I'll give you an example. If I want to invest, because I do a lot of real estate investment, who can guess which country of the world is the best, has the lowest risk when it comes to real estate? Can anybody guess? The country of the world with the lowest real estate risk. Okay, can anybody guess? Somebody say UAE. Okay, where else? Which country in the world? Okay, where else? Everybody just say UAE, UAE, Dubai, Dubai, Dubai. I don't know why you all say UAE, right? Why is everybody saying UAE? Aisha Hassan says Nigeria. The risk in real estate in Nigeria is very high. It's high. So when we say there's political risk, there's security risk. By the way, the return on investment, and get this well, the higher the risk, the more the returns. The lower the risk, the lower the returns. So Nigeria is the riskiest. But guess what gives you the highest in terms of return? The kind of money you can make in real estate in Nigeria, you won't make it anywhere else. Okay? Anywhere else. You are not going to make it in America, you're not going to make it in Canada, you're not going to make it in Dubai. So when you see some of us invest outside Nigeria, we are not investing for console. We're investing to have some balance so that if anything goes wrong when it comes to Naira versus dollar, all our money have not been denominated, okay? We've not had a situation where all our money has been denominated in Naira. And so, and this happened to Dangote. Dangote was making more money, was growing his business, yet his ranking in the world kept dropping, his money kept reducing, right? Even though, and this is very important that you know. So he was making more money, but because Naira kept failing, the money kept still going lower. So what do you do in the Western world? You don't get good returns. For example, in Dubai, you don't really get capital appreciation. Rental income is what you get in Dubai, right? In the US, there are places that even your capital appreciation for 5 years is not more than 10%. Capital appreciation in 5 years, right? So very important to understand how it works. So the number one place I recommend is actually UK, right? UK for me has the lowest returns when it comes to most Western world, but is one of the safest, right? One of the safest. You will meet people who have owned houses in London for 100 years, right? The value may not have appreciated big time, but the money is secured, right? So, so what you want to do, divide your money into 3. A portion can be into low risk. It's not about returns. You're just saying, I have a house in London. Whatever happened, I'll get my money back in pounds, right? And it may not have appreciated that much, but I'll still get a little bit on the side. Good. Then, in the case of real estate, if I now want mid-risk return, I'll go to Dubai. If I want high-risk return, I go to Nigeria or other parts of Africa. Is this training impactful at all? Has it been of value to you? Have you learned from it? Come on, talk to me, guys. I want to be sure you're getting value, you've learned. This is impactful. This is life-changing for you. Okay? Come on, talk to me. Is it life-changing? Is it impactful? Are you learning? Are you better off based on what you are learning now? So, very important that you understand this. Your investment has to be, the more money you have, the more you diversify, and then particularly into different regions when it comes to the investment, right? So you then have your low risk when you have more money. So when you have at least 70,000 to 100,000, introduce the low risk. When you have, just 20,000, 10,000 to 50,000, just do high risk and mid risk. When all you have is low income, your money is not much, all of you have shared low income, do not even invest at all. Just put your money into learning about some of the high risk investments. Because if you learn, you can have students, and these students can pay to also learn from you, and the money they pay you, you then can use it to what? To go and trade. For example, let's assume somebody wants to learn crypto from me and joins my coaching program with all that he has, right? Once he's done, even let's assume he doesn't have enough money, all he has is $50. He will have traded $50 and turned $50 to $150 and can go show his friends and say, I will also teach you how to turn what? $50 to $150. But you need to pay me what? Right? Each of you pay me $100. Now, if he's able to get 50 people to pay him $100, that's his first $5,000. You see how you begin to raise capital? Because what then validates what you're teaching, what validates it, is the fact that you've been trained, is the fact that you have some little result to show to those who want to learn. How many of you, okay, will have been listening to me if I were not to be a billionaire? Be honest. Be honest, right? How many of you? Some of you don't even believe I'm a billionaire. If I didn't look like a billionaire. How many of you will have even listened to me? To even listen for free, even though I'm not even charging you. Like I do a lot of free training. Right? Many of you here will not even listen, even if it was for free. If you did not know I'm a billionaire or I looked like one, you don't want. It's up to your decision to judge, right? So it's important, and I say this oftentimes when people reach out to me and think I should mentor them for free. My answer is very simple. If I have not been charging to teach people, I will not have been this rich. And if I'm not this rich, you will not have believed what I'm teaching you, right? So it's unfair. It's even selfishness on your part to expect me to teach you for free or teach you in a cheap way. Okay? Alexandra Kalu says, honestly, I won't waste my time, sir. You are very practical. So you see, thank you for you guys for being honest. Many of you will not even listen, right? You're listening to me today because there is evidence. There are some things that have shown you that this guy is successful. He has staff, he has offices everywhere. We can see the office, you can see his staff. Okay, yeah, I think I can believe it. Then let me listen to what he has to say. After all, it's not costing me anything, right? So those are the rules that can work for you. I'm going to take question for the next 20 minutes thereabout, and I'll wrap it up for today. Now, I'm going to take questions. So if you have questions, for those of you on Zoom, there's a Q&A box. Just, by the way, have you gotten value today? If you got value, show some love, show some appreciation, right? Come on, show some appreciation. There's a Q&A box. So first question is from Olori Abisola. So I have £5,000. Should I buy land in Nigeria or invest? Which one is better? Both are good. Land will give you more returns if you get it from the right company, like GTEx Homes, which I happen to be the founder and the MD of GTEx Homes. So if you get land from a good company, land is better. But it depends on your risk level. So if, you know, there are a lot of people who say, oh, I will never buy property in Nigeria. So if you know that, you don't want to, you're scared of investing back again in Nigeria, then you can invest cash and be getting your returns. But if you can, you know, you are bold enough to say, yes, I'm willing to buy land at this, then yes, land will definitely give you more in the long run than, you know, investing cash. Land will give you more in the long run, because a land that you buy for £5,000 today, right? At least if you buy from our estate, right? Average, okay, let me give you an example. Average of our clients, properties they bought for like £5,000 pounds. 3 years later, average of all our estate, this is the returns they get. 3 years later is going for £30,000. That's the kind of returns average of our customers have. Go and ask them. And you see also, like I said, on YouTube, Dr. Ezra Kinta, you see several customers giving their life testimonies of their experience with me, right? Meanwhile, if you invest it into getting returns on a regular basis, anywhere in the world, you cannot turn £5,000 to £30,000 in 3 years. Not possible. Okay? Next question says, my question is, how can one know a genuine landed property in Nigeria? Well, I'm one. So reach out to me. You have my number. Chat me up. But one of the ways is, number one, what's the antecedent of the company? Many of you invest in companies that just started. You need to know the antecedent. How long have they been existent? Who are the owners? What's the track record of the owners? You know, so that is a major way to know a legitimate company. I need to know that investing in property in Nigeria is very risky even for us. But we have had to, I mean, I have gotten land that I paid twice for, and I never told the customer to pay me again, just because we had to keep our reputation, right? I've had experience where we paid twice for the same land, and I never told customers we invested to pay twice, right? We swallowed. So it takes personal integrity to say, you know what, I'm not going to put a burden on my customer. We bought one particular property one time ago. It was fake document. They sold out a fake document. We had to get another one with a good document, and we did not tell customer to pay again, even though we had to pay double, right, of the price. So this is what I mean. Maybe I'm just giving an example. The land was going for, we sold it for 1 million. We eventually had to buy, because we didn't know the document was wrong. We eventually had to get another one, which cost was 2 million. Meanwhile, all our customers earlier had paid us 1 million. So it was the new customers that we now were able to charge the normal price. But we took that loss. So being a company of integrity in Africa is tough, because it's easy for us to sit down and be blaming because we don't know what goes on behind the scene, right? You buy land, some of them start putting rituals in front of the land you bought. You buy land, some of these landowners start shooting, right? So people have gone through a lot. So many developers or entrepreneurs in the land business who didn't have boldness, we didn't have enough partners. One of the advantages we got was some years ago, Michael Kiro, retired IG of police, became a board member in terms of security. I had to start guiding and counseling us on that. So many people don't have that opportunity, right? To be able to have people at that level help them, right? So they invest and they actually lost. So they didn't want to, it wasn't that they wanted to swindle you, the investors, but they genuinely lost it and they couldn't get it back. But who are the owners of the company? How long have they been in business? So study companies before you just say you're an investor. I think the reason why many of you fall victim of fake companies to buy land from in Nigeria is because you want it cheap. When companies like us give you the right price, but I know somebody else who was selling for 1 million. Let me say this again. Cheap lands in Nigeria, any company that charge you, high for land in Nigeria is because of the value that land, is about to, render, right? It's also because of the name and the reputation. Because sometimes people tell you that GTEx is just big name they have. That's why they are charging you too much. Yeah, but to have kept the name, it comes with a cost, right? So it's just like when you buy a ticket without what does it mean, right? Non-refundable ticket, no insurance ticket. If you miss your flight, your entire money is what? It's gone. But usually those tickets are cheaper. When you then buy a ticket that has insurance or that is refundable, what happens is more expensive. Like Delta Airline, right? Delta Airline, very expensive. I remember, I'm like, why is Delta expensive? You can do Spirit in the US. You can do Southwest Airline became even my best because they're very reasonable. But you do Delta, so guess what? Most Delta Airline tickets are refundable. So that's why it's expensive. So the trip that you would do on Spirit for $180 on Southwest Airline for like $200, when you check Delta, it's $500. It's refundable. There's a lot of guarantee backing up that ticket. So it's more higher. So it's important whenever you are going with all this buy cheap, buy this, you risk, losing your money. And when you lose, don't come and be shouting, people are swindling me, people are whatever. You took a risk. It was your choice. You wanted it cheap. And of course, cheap. Any wafa and wofo is what they say where I come from. Anybody who's wanting something cheap is ready to risk everything. Namdi says, what are the returns on your investment? The returns is what I have shared with you. I said, send me a message on WhatsApp, and we can discuss and show you one of our customer fulfillment specialists is going to reach you and be able to educate you and give you all the information. We're not just any company, right? So we have a team, we have a proper structure, able to guide you, and it's all these buy investment on the shelf.
is why many of you have lost, right? So send me a WhatsApp message on the number and our team, will guide you on how to go about it. Esther Moore says, how long is the crypto training? It's a coaching, it's virtual, it's a virtual training. You have Zoom classes. You will be added to the WhatsApp community where you get signals and you can ask questions any day, anytime. And yes, it's for 3 months, and it's a 3 months program, and it's at your time, it's at your pace. Every session is recorded. You can watch it at your time. So Catherine says, are you saying that even berry land in Asaba will also appreciate as much as the rates be lower those lands in Lagos? So Beril Asaba is definitely not going to be as give you the level of returns Lagos will give you. I mean, Lagos is number 1 in Africa when it comes to return on investment. Port Harcourt is number 2. I mean, Abuja is number 2. Port Harcourt is number 3. Asaba, Ibadan are like number 4, right? But what we do, my next training is going to be how to start your mini estate. And one of the things you're going to be learning the training is what the secret we have used to increase the return on investment on our estates. So on our Asaba property, we're building a polo club, right? So when you build a polo club, it's 15 minutes from the airport, right? People will come from even from the east. In fact, one of the things I noticed, many of the top people who came for the Anambra elections, like the chairman of the National Peace Committee and the secretary, former Abdusalam Abubakar, Bishop Matikuka, right? They came to Anambra to do the signing, but guess where they slept? They slept in Asaba, because Asaba is a lot more peaceful. Asaba is a lot more calm. So Asaba has become that melting point. A lot of people from the east own businesses, own houses, own investment in Asaba because it's very peaceful, right? So having a golf course, a polo club, 15 minutes to the express and building an estate, it increases the returns, but definitely you cannot compare it to Lagos. Kelvin says, my question is, how can one know a genuine land property to invest in? I think I've answered you, Kelvin, right? I answered that same question. Asogwa says, now I see more reason to start charging. Asogwa, I see more reason to start charging. Muhammad Baba Guru says, please, where can I access some of your previous lessons, especially the one you did in Maldives? The one on YouTube is short. So it's still on YouTube. I don't know what you guys saw. So this is what you should do whenever you're on my YouTube, right? Do not just watch one video. Subscribe to the channel. After you subscribe to the channel, then click on the video icon and then start scrolling down. You will see a lot more videos. So my YouTube channel is Dr. S. Akintayo. Dr. S. Akintayo on YouTube. Subscribe first, because so many of you just you watch the videos and you don't subscribe. Now, if you don't subscribe, you will not be able to see all the various other videos and all the previous videos. Samuel Nebo says, do you have any of your estate that is already allocated and people living? No. And the answer is no. And of course, yes, if we have such estate, you most likely won't be able to afford it. But right now, land in that area is already 30 million, land. So if land is already 30 million, you can understand what, and this is one of the things I tell people, look at the estate we're about to launch. I've said, don't call me. I don't know why people call. I said, don't call. Right, just send me a WhatsApp chat.
One of our estates, and this is very important. Our new property that we are launching here in Dubai, right? If you wait till we finish completion in 2024, you will have to pay a lot more. It's the way real estate work. Those who wait later will have to pay they will have to pay more. So in real estate, it locates credible organization and take the risk. That's why they say you don't wait to buy land, you buy land and wait. So by the time everything is completed, you are the one that will pay a lot more. So the rule is usually, buy when it's cheaper. We have some property in London that we market for Berkeley Group, right? I'll give you an example. Many of those properties, you will not get capital appreciation. The same thing in Dubai. You can never get capital appreciation on properties in Dubai when it's handover already. No more capital appreciation because they are selling at the market value. So the same thing in London, right? A lot of the properties to buy in London, you better buy it when it's off plan. One of our students in our real estate coaching, I was sharing this with her, and I said, this was a mistake she made. Okay, when she bought her first property, and said she wished she had joined my coaching program and known me before she bought her first property. She bought her first property in London. This is the third year, and it has not appreciated at all, right? Guess what? Her neighbor in the same property developed by the same developer, okay, already has £50,000 in appreciation. You know why? So I had to break it down for her. I said, ask your neighbor when your neighbor invested. Your neighbor probably did it as off plan before it was ready. He said that's true. She bought it when it was ready because she wanted something ready. And this is one of the reasons why Africa has become the dumping ground. This is one of the reasons why Africans have not been able to build wealth, because we don't take risk. We have been told all our lives, don't take risk, don't take risk. Meanwhile, what you need is training on how to minimize the risk. But without risk, you can't build wealth. That's how we got here. I've taken risk all my life. Many of you want to be like me. We better learn how to take risk. I'm a risk taker, right? I've taken risk in Nigeria, and I'm here again in Dubai, okay? Being among the first ever to begin to compete. We're going to start competing from next year with Emma, Shoba, all these big boys. That takes courage to dare in a country that's not your own, right? But we don't take risk, and we're wondering why we're not making money. And we get so angry that it looks as if other people are doing well than us. But you didn't take risk. Those who take the risk will get the money. I want everybody to write this down. It takes a lion heart to have a lion share. Can everybody write it down? It takes a lion heart to have a lion share. Quotable quote by my spiritual mentor, Bishop Oyedepo. It takes a lion heart to have a lion share. Okay? It takes a lion heart. So you want to have a lion share in investment, you say lion share. It has a lion share. Right? It takes a lion heart. Risk taking. Temitope and Ayobami is the last two questions I will take. Please, what's better? Is it land or house to invest in? And when you are doing promo on house, which area is more safer in buying? Well, first of all, that's a good question, but you need to know that it depends on you. A land gives you what we call capital appreciation if you are doing land banking. So you buy a place that is not yet developed, but has prospects. For example, those who bought Ibejuleki from me are the people I told you that when they pay, some of them pay an average of £5,000. 3 years later, it is worth £30,000 because they did land banking. They bought in a place that is upcoming, right? If you got a land in Lekki Phase 1, it cannot appreciate like that in 3 years because Lekki Phase 1, capital appreciation has reached its peak already. So you cannot get that kind of volume, right? And these are things, again, some of you
have not studied. That's why you need training, you need coaching. Because if you don't understand how this thing works, you think you have made the right decision, but you've made a foolish decision. So if you're doing land banking, you will gain more than a house. But there are different things we look out for. When you are doing land, you are doing for land banking, for capital appreciation. Because when you buy a land, you are not investing on a land. And then, you know, at the same time, you're also not getting until when you choose to now sell it. So you are locking down your interest, your everything. But in a house, when you buy a house, you can immediately rent it out and start getting something. So we do it for different reasons. That's why I said, if you have like 100,000 pounds, 200,000 pounds, what do? You split them. So you can put some portion into land, put some portion into rental income, right? So that you are getting different types of income, okay? So as much as, yes, land will always give you more if you do it in the right location, but not everybody can wait for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15 years before they sell their land. So the money they're investing, they want it to start generating something, which is why some people even say, I'm not even buying land, I'm not buying house. Dr. Stephen, I just want to give you money. You are the one that knows how to do this land house thing. Be doing it and be giving me something every year. Okay? That is up to you. So you determine the kind of risk, the kind of investment you go into. So did you get value today at all? I'm going to stop there. I don't know if you got value today. If you got value, type, I got value, I got value, I got value. Come on, talk to me, guys. Show some gratitude, show some appreciation, right? Samuel Nebo, you said it's difficult to find companies to allocate after payment. Nebo, that's why you should do business with GTEx Homes, right? You go and buy all these 100,000, pay 100,000 kind of land, and you are wondering why you experience what you experience. Okay, I mean, be realistic, Nebo. If you buy from companies like us, we do immediate allocation. You buy land from GTEx Home, we allocate to you immediately. Not just that, we do virtual allocation for those who are not in Nigeria. So we stream it via Zoom. You see the land we allocate to you. Not just that, we send your document to you anywhere in the world. No need for third party. Because we've had situations where people send family members. The family member collect the document, went to sell the land. So that's why you should deal with GTEx. +1 8577015527 WhatsApp chats only. Many of us have a way of painting investment in a way that looks as if everybody in a particular location, in a particular country is bad. No, what you want, you get. You cannot compare Kia with Toyota Corolla. And you cannot compare Toyota Corolla with Rolls-Royce. Okay? The prices differs. So do not go and buy a Kia land from a Kia company and expect a Rolls-Royce treatment. That's the mistake many of you are making here, right? So you buy from companies cheap. You are not complaining, oh, they didn't do allocation, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. You saw other companies like GTEx, you didn't buy, you said were too expensive. You went to these cheap ones, you lost, you now again want to label the entire industry as if everybody does the same. Not everybody does that. Okay, not everybody does that. You really need to come for my training in Dubai. Well, I've done several trainings. You didn't come. It's now that you remember you need to come. Please, I would like to ask a question. In UAE, when someone buys a house, will the person own the house forever? Yes, there are certain properties, the ones we sell. The properties we sell in UAE, you are the owner forever. And everybody asking me, Esther, how much down payment? Chat me on WhatsApp, okay? Love you all. Good night. Thank you for being part of today's training. I love you. God bless you. Good